Tonight, I want to begin by asking a simple question. Have you ever noticed how the Marxist left has a curious habit of accusing everyone else of doing exactly what they are doing themselves? They claim to care about the rule of law while they leave our borders wide open and openly support politicized justice against conservatives. They claim to care about preserving democracy while Democrats center their 2024 strategy around jailing their top political opponent. They claim to care about lifting up our most vulnerable communities while pushing radical pro-crime policies that leave cities less safe, less secure, and more violent. And then, eventually, when these corrupt radicals get proven wrong and exposed time and time again, they want to either punish us for calling them out or lecture us about the need to just forgive and forget while pretending that all the damage they've done never even happened in the first place. Well, we saw it with Russiagate, when FBI bad actors like James Comey tried to claim under oath that the Steele dossier and the illegal spying was really just one big misunderstanding. We saw it with BLM and Abolish the Police, where prominent Democrats like Nancy Pelosi tried to claim months later that they never made excuses for violent rioting. And now we're even seeing it with public health policy, where leftists who locked us down and tried to destroy our lives now just want us to show a, quote, little grace. Just listen to this moment from lockdown lunatic NYU professor Scott Galloway on Bill Maher.
I was on the board of my kid's school during COVID. I wanted a harsher lockdown policy, and in retrospect, I was wrong. We were all operating with imperfect information, and we were doing our best. Let's learn from it. Let's hold each other accountable, but let's bring a little bit of grace and forgiveness in the shit show that was COVID. Yeah.
Sorry we closed your churches, forced you out of business, and spurred unprecedented economic destruction. But let's just move on. BLM can cause billions in damage throughout an entire summer, destroying Black-owned businesses in the name of equality. Antifa can lock down parts of major cities and attempt to burn federal property whenever they want. A congressman, Jamal Bowman, pulled a fire alarm with the full intention of disrupting an official proceeding, and rather than getting locked in solitary confinement, he gets to keep his cushy job in Congress. When recently asked about it, here is what he said.
Plead guilty to knowingly pulling that fire alarm. When you said that you didn't know it, initially you told all of us you didn't know there's a fire alarm.
I'm still talking about this, man.
They tell us to just forget all of that. And while Democrats shout that we can never forget what happened on January 6th, it is all part of the left's feigned political outrage cycle and the desire to downplay their destruction while rewriting history about everyone else's political behavior. It's because the entrenched political swamp is on an obsessive mission to declare Donald Trump and the MAGA movement the ultimate existential threat to the republic, when in reality, it is the exact opposite. Look at your screen. This map shows every state in which court cases were brought to disqualify Donald Trump from appearing on the ballot in 2024. Now, these Democrat activists are actually attempting to argue that Donald Trump can't run for office under Section 3 of the 14th Amendment of the Constitution, which reads, "No person may hold office who has engaged in insurrection or rebellion." Of course, this fails on both the facts and the law. Not only is it a complete misreading of the 14th Amendment, but Donald Trump never engaged in any sort of insurrection. And furthermore, not one single person involved in any January 6th proceeding has been charged, let alone convicted of inciting an insurrection. But of course, we all know what this is really about. Democrats and liberal activists know they cannot beat Donald Trump at the ballot box, so they're throwing out every dirty trick in the book to try and stop him. And get this, In the Colorado case, the judge, Sarah Wallace, refused to recuse herself after Donald Trump filed a motion over a financial donation she made to a group called the Colorado Turnout Project, which is a PAC formed to oppose Republicans who refused to condemn January 6th. It's a blatant conflict of interest. We see it time and time again with the sham legal cases thrown at Donald Trump. Judge Chutkan oversees Trump's January 6th case brought by Jack Smith, is an Obama appointee who worked at the same law firm as Hunter Biden. Fani Willis, the DA who brought the bogus election interference case against President Trump, is an openly partisan far-left Democrat representing deep blue Atlanta. The same goes for Alvin Bragg in New York, who hired an ex-Biden DOJ official to lead the case. And of course, the judge on the bench for the New York AG civil fraud circus case has deep ties to prominent Democrats and has used gag order after gag order to attack the First Amendment and to even threaten Donald Trump with jail. When it comes to Donald Trump, the justice system is anything but blind.